Guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my January book haul. Now, I haven't done one of these in a while because I have previously been being good. Now, unfortunately, I would have thought January, start of the year, should be good. Shouldn't spend too much money on books. Then I had the operation dates and things decided to change. I decided that I need some pick-me-ups, and my gorgeous other half also bought me some books as well at the end of the month, which I'm including in here because it is kind of a book haul. Haven't included presents because I've told you about them on my favourites video, which I will link below. But I bought a total of 27 books this month, including his ones. Now, I don't think that's too bad in consideration the fact that I'm pretty much out of action for summer February and start of March, really. So, that's quite good. And I got a new bookshelf. Watch out, guys, there will be a bookshelf tour coming at some point this month. Like most of these videos, I'm going to be pre-recording quite a few to make sure that I have time to show it over the operation time, so I won't be filming as much. You won't see me on social media as much. But I really wanted to get in. I wanted to tell you about the books I bought. Now, another video that will come up in March will be about books that are inspired by booktubers. And some of these I will go into more detail in that video. I wonder whether you'll be able to guess which ones they are. That was the lovely Charlie from Charles Heathcote who inspired me to do this video. So that will be coming up in March. It was going to come up a bit earlier, but like I said, things are a bit all over the place at the moment. Anyway, shall I get on? The first books I'm going to show you are kind of a set, so I'll show you them briefly, and that is most of the Anne of Green Gables books. So it's the first, I've already got the first, so it's the second, third, fourth and fifth and sixth one. I probably haven't shown you them in order because I'm a bit silly and I didn't decide to do that. But the next one, obviously, that I'm reading this currently month is Anne of Avonlea. Then I think, from what I remember, it's Anne of the Island. I've also got Anne of Windy Willows, Anne of the House of Dreams, and Anne of Ingleside. Like I said, I don't know which order they are in. I will be looking that up, and I think I've got it written down in one of my books somewhere. But that is a series. I wanted to join in with the Anne of Green Gables reading. I think it's called the Anne Along, that Tia from Tia and her books, it was all her books, is running. So that is that sorted. I've got about 6 months worth of that. There are a few extra ones that I'm looking for, but they are on my phone, ready to be found at some point. Oh, I've just realised I've got two books that are in the wrong place. So I'm going to put them over to a different pile. I'm trying to show you them in order of the book hauls I did. Now, those ones I got when I was at Baz Books. A lot of these books have been bought from Baz Books, which is a charity shop in Bracknell that I go to all the time. The manageress there is brilliant. It's a charity shop, but it's solely for books, and it's amazing. So I've got most of these books are from here. Now, the next one, I fancied a chick lit. You know me. Occasionally I want one. I'm reading a lot less of them, as you well would have noticed, but I fancied this because it's a Lucy Dillon book. I know her books seem to make me smile, and look how beautiful that cover is. It's gorgeous. All I've ever wanted. Sometimes what you want isn't what you need. Something we all learn, isn't it? Sometimes we think we want something, but it's not really best for us. Caitlin's life is a mess. Her marriage to a man everyone thinks is perfect has collapsed, along with her self-esteem, and breaking free seems the only option. So it looks like there's quite a lot of characters in this. I could go into detail. This is actually from the Thames Valley Hospice. So that's that. I love supporting the Thames Valley Hospice in my town because that was where my dad went before he died in the Thames Valley Hospice. So that is very true to my heart. So I love that charity shop. But this is gorgeous. It was only about £1, I think. But yeah, a nice chick lit to sort of keep me going. The next one, this one isn't in order because I picked this one up from my local charity shop that's around the corner from me, at Home from Home by Veronica Henry. Now, I love her chick lit books. They're really cosy. I saw this in Morrison's for about £4 or £5 recently, and I nearly picked it up because it looks so gorgeous. And I know Veronica Henry's talked about this. It's a real summer read. It's like set in Dragonfly Farm. It's been a home and haven for Generals and Melchiors, rival to the Colfbone. So that's Sunshine, Cider and Family Secrets. Ooh, I wonder what that's about. That is definitely what I would call a summer book. So yeah, that's another chick lit. Now I think we're now going on to some of the other books. Now I had a week off in January because I wanted to have a week off post-operation just to recover. And I thought, I'm going to go to town. I'm going to go to Baz Books, like I said, go to Thames Valley Hospice. I also went to The Works, which I didn't realise how dangerous that was. Nicole, that is your fault for telling me about The Works and how good they are. I've seen big books that she's bought from there for really good bargains. So I thought, we finally got one in Bracknell. We have not had one for ages, and I had to go to Windsor or Camberley to go to The Works. Finally we have one, and I love it. So I think this is one that was too... This might have been one from there. Nope, this was another one, I don't know. But on that haul, I believe I got this, The September Girls by Maureen Lee. This is historical fiction-y chick lit. It's sort of set in 1920, so it's definitely historical fiction. This is Maureen Lee sets all her books in Liverpool, and which is a different sort of area for me. So I think that kind of counts as a different one of my goals. But it's set on a stormy night. 2 different women from different backgrounds give birth to 2 daughters in the same house. Enemies at first, they're friends united by their own separate troubles. 19 years later, at the start of the Second World War, Cara and Sybil find themselves thrown together when they enlist and they are stationed in Malta. God, this looks really good, actually. This was a Thames Valley Hospice one, but that looks really good. That was quite surprising me. I pick up her books because they look good. But oh my goodness, the only problem with that is look how small the print is on that book. That could take me a while because it's about a 400-page book, but that print is so small, it's going to take me a while to read that. But that does look good. I've read one of Maureen Lee's books from a charity shop, and I've read some from the library books. And I thought I'm going to sort of collect a bit of them. I like the wartime fiction. You guys know it's a cosy area for me. Now this I know I bought from The Works. This is set in 1950s Liverpool. And the war is a recent memory, although bereavements are still raw and rationing remains in force. So at the age of 19, Kitty McCarthy is determined not to let her past affect her future. She wants to live a less ordinary life, but she doesn't know quite how to go about it. So this is quite interesting. It's sort of her sisters. The fact that I think it was her sisters, and you know what I'm like about my sisters. I love my sisters more than life itself. So I thought that would look really good. Another wartimey book. I'm going to have to get a different stack in a minute. Now this one, I can't remember. I'm going to see if there's a... I honestly can't remember where I bought this from. This is Wild About the Girl. I think it was from a charity shop. It looks beautiful, and oh my goodness, it's a stack. Now, I know I've read one of the Wild series by Louise Penton, and I think Chloe or someone has raved about this book and raved about this series. So, from the after hell, she pulled herself out of the emptiness. Her love life is taking along nicely, and single motherhood is actually quite fun. Robin is excited to step up and show everyone what she's made of. Now, I can't remember if this is the next in the series. I really hope it is, because otherwise I am stuffed. Just looking at it, Louise Penton, I know now she actually hangs around with one of my other authors, Page 2. So I think that could be quite good. It's got a nice little signature on the butt of it. I don't know whether it's the next in the series. Please, guys, if you know about that, can you let me know? But I think it looks good. It's quite a big book, but it's not very... Again, it's about 400 pages, so it's another one that I will need to read. I think this is a kind of cheery up book. Very tricky-litty, but very good. Now I'm going to move my stacks across. I told you I'm not very organised today, am I? I'm not like my normal organised self. But anyway, now I know in that same book haul, I went into Baz Books, and I like my classics now. Kate Howe, you've inspired me more than you'll ever know. Tom, I know, loves his classics. So does Charlie. And look what I picked up for £1. Adam Bede. I love it. I know, this is my first George Eliot, and I know that Kate loves it. And I think, Tom, I don't know if you've read this one, but it's a George Eliot book, so it's a Victorian history book. Whether I saved this for Victober, I don't know. It is my first George Eliot book, and I know that Kate has raved about it. I think Megan likes it. So this is George Eliot's first full-length novel. Ooh, that could be good. I also got to get Middlemarch. I'm sort of collecting all my classics. I don't want to know too much about this. It's sort of set in the English Midlands about farmers and village craftsmen in the 18th century. This could be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I was well chuffed. I saw this on hardback, and that hardback's like £2 in that charity shop. And I thought, I'm not paying £2 for a book that I don't know how often I'm going to read. But, oh my goodness, it's not actually too long. It's about 462 pages, so it's not too long, but it's a good one. So I'm really looking forward to trying that. Now, according to my notes, I don't know when I actually bought this. I think I bought this in January. I'm pretty sure I did, because I think my sister Charlie is annoyed at me. Because, not annoyed at me in a bad way, but I know she wanted this book. So what I think I'm going to do is, Either I'm going to read it first or she's going to read it first. But it is my first Wilkie Collins books. And Wilkie Collins is another one that's been talked about by a lot of the classical people that I follow. A lot of people that like the classics. It's the first and the greatest sensation novel. It's a sensation one. I believe it's kind of quite dark, so it's like almost like a Victorian horror, I think. I know people have said this. So Oxford, well, I don't necessarily like the cover of this. Sheepers Creepers, it's a long book. It's over 600 pages. I'm stuffed. 643 pages. What have I done? But it does look good, and I really want to read it. Whether I read it first or whether I let Charlie read it first, I don't know. Now, the next one is definitely BookTube inspired, so I will be talking about that in that video a lot more than I need to. But this cover is quite beautiful. It's all gold. It's The Girl with the Pearl Earring by Tracy Chevalier. Now, not going to take many bets who's raved about this. The lovely Simon Savage. I don't think he'll watch this video, but Tom, if you could get him to, I would really love it, because this is a book that's totally and utterly inspired by him. Although my gorgeous friend Julie from Hungry Bookworm has spoken about this book as well. It's historical fiction. It is one that's been raved about. Tracy Chevalier, I'm not sure. Now, Simon loves her work. Julie loves it. But Charlie from Charles Heathcote didn't like one of her books. So this kind of intrigues me a bit. It's through the painting. I don't really know too much about it. That's the thing. All I know is it's been raved about. It's historical fiction. It's been raved about. It's beautiful. I really want to read it. I'm really desperate to read that. But yeah. And the next one is another one that is totally and utterly inspired by Julie. This is The Coffee Shop Ink Ball. I think, Julie, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when we came to see you last, you picked up this book. Now, if you've still got it, please, and you have not read it, please can we buddy read it. This is a little coffee shop in one of the most dangerous places on earth. 5 very different women come together. Sunny, Yasmina, Isabel, Candice, and Hala Joe. I'm not going to be very good at spelling this. A 60-year-old den mother. And the last one's a 60-year-old den mother whose long-lived hidden heartbreak breaks all the rules. All the 5 women discover there's more than meets the eye with each other, and they form a unique bond. That sounds intriguing. I, again, love the cover of this. And it's so Julie inspired. It, again, you know me and my pages. It's about 400 pages, so it's not too bad. But I love it. Julie, if you've not read it yet, please come and bloody read it. Now the next one is another BookTube inspired book. But it's not just a BookTube inspired book. I bought it because look at these edges. My God. Oh my goodness. I never get booked with spade edges. I think I've only own one more. And oh. Now, this one has got to be raved about by the lovely Katie from Books and Things. It is historical fiction again, I believe. It's a fast-paced adventure story, and it's treats for lovers and historical fiction and surreal. Nothing is set in stone. I'm not sure whether this is going to be a bit scary or not. I'm really intrigued, but that, again, that's Katie's inspired book. But look at those edges. Now the next two, I don't need to tell you much about because they are inspired by my gorgeous friend Victoria. She is doing a readathon for the Margaret Atwood books, and I'm finally joining in. I've got the next two, so I've got February and March. Surfacing is February, that's March. Victoria, if you're watching this, can you please comment below and remind me what's April and May so that I can look for them as well in my charity shops when I'm better. I don't want to know too much about this. This is something to do with a young woman in Quebec, right end of a childhood. So it was written a long time ago. Fat girl to thin girl, red hair to Melbourne, Toronto. That's intriguing. I don't want to know too much about these, but they are set for the readathons. The next one was actually a freebie I found, and you guys know Cast and Camera. I loved Noughts and Crosses. This kind of goes alongside it, so it's a short book, less than 50 pages. It's one that I'm going to be picking up soon. I am looking for all of the other Noughts and Crosses books because I badly want to carry them ongoing. Now, the next one is a trilogy. This is another set that is totally and utterly inspired by the lovely, the amazing, one of my true friends, Nicole from A Beautiful Chaos of Books. Love you, girl. It was a box set. Am I not normal yet? How hard can love be? And what's a girl got to do? I do not need to tell you more. The Spinster Trilogy. I've been told I've got to read Am I Normal Yet first and then read them in order. I am saving them for the mental health-a-thon, which I believe Nicole will be running this year, which will be soon, I believe. I think. Remind me when it is, Nicole. I think if I remember correctly, it's May. So that will be read for that. It's Hollyborn. I have yet to read a Hollyborn book, and yet Nicole's raved about her. Victoria's raved about her. Simone's raved about her. Charlotte from Books and Bargains has raved about her. How many of my friends can rave about one? Oh, Kaz, I don't know. They are definitely the first 5 that I know that have raved about her. Now, the next one is, I would say, inspired by my gorgeous friend Victoria. There is other books that, guys, that I will be showing in that BookTube inspired books, but yeah. This is not really inspired, but I know the lovely Linda likes David McComber, so I saw this for 25p at my sort of charity shop near me. It's a wheelchair sort of charity shop, so the books are out there only 25p. 204 Rosewood Lane. I don't want to look into it too much, but it was only 25p. Now, the next books, those are all the ones that I bought. The next ones were bought to me, I believe, but I'm pretty sure, my gorgeous other half, Chris. Now, we went on a little charity shop haul last Wednesday. So, yeah, I think it's maybe last Wednesday. He bought me my bookshelf for my birthday, which will obviously be shown in my book thingy. My birthday's not until March, but what we've done is, because I am going to be out of action for weeks before my birthday, and probably when we do my birthday sort of day out, I will still be pretty delicate. So he decided that to make sure that I got to pick my bookshelf, and we picked it early, I've already got it, and it's sort of the start of February with class. So I've only got 1 month till my birthday in March. So, yes, I've already got my main birthday present from Chris in March, but he's also bought me some books. Now, we weren't sure when we went to this trip about when my operation was going to be. I was really stressed. We had some other personal stuff happen, and I was really down. So he decided he was going to cheer me up and pay for all my books that we bought that day. So, Chris, I love you so much. Next ones are the 2 books that complete my Mallory Tower series, the 3rd year and the 5th year. Not very much money, 50p each from the Thames Valley Hospice shop in Wokingham. But yeah, really happy, so that means I can carry on reading my Mallory Tower series. The next one is Lisa Seabrook. I have read one of her books and I absolutely darn well loved it. This is set in Shanghai in the 1957s. So it's historical fiction. I think it's the second book in a series, so I actually need to pick the first one up before I read this. But I got this from the library and I didn't get a chance to read it, so I do need to read that. The next one is a bit of a weird one. I think I bought it because I was determined to buy a book in this charity shop. It's The Sorcerer of the Crown. It's different. It's London and it's sorcery, it's magical. I don't know what the hell genre it is, but it looked different. It looked like something. I'm trying to buy books that challenge me, and that looked good. So yeah, that's one about it. If any of you have read that book, tell me. Now the next one is another BookTube. I wouldn't say this is BookTuber inspired, because too many of you have spoken about it. So I had to get it. I know my sister Charlie's got it, but this copy of it, absolutely beautiful. The 13th Tale by the amazing Diane Setterfield. Charlie from Charles Heathcote's raved about this. My sister's raved about it. Quite a few people have raved about the 13th Tale. Kate, I believe from Kate Howe's raved about it. And look at that cover. I just need to get the sticker off. It was only £1. It was beautiful. So definitely that. Getting near the end now, guys. Don't worry. I've got to do it within my 20-minute guide that I set myself. This is historical fiction. It's about Queen Mary. That's to go with another one of my goals. It's different. It's set about Queen Mary. I don't know much about her, so I wanted to know that. So that's why I've got that one. Now, the next one is another one that you lot have all raved about. I've seen it all over BookTube, all over Bookstagram. One Stop by Laura Jane Williams. I don't know hardly anything about it, but all I know is that everyone has bloody got this book. Everyone's raved about it. I wanted it. So Chris got it for me for £1. So that's it. That's all the books I bought. I think it's like 27 or 28. I'm quite happy with that. But they are books. Now, one of my other friends that I've watched, Elise, she was saying that books do cheer us up, and don't they just? At the moment, I am needing my little cheery up. Although there's going to be a lot of books to put away, my bookshelf now carry them. I can't wait to show you the bookshelf tour about where they all are. I've loved getting them. I love my little presents. I got a book from the gorgeous Victoria. She sent me a Sherlock Holmes book, which I'll show you in February, at the end of the month. But it was beautiful. Thank you all for all your support at this time. I am so grateful. The BookTube family is amazing. By the way, I told you all it's on the 16th of February. It's not. It's on the operation's on the 18th. I'm dozy at the moment. But anyway, so that is my big book haul. Like I said, I should be getting a lot less in February because I'm out of action for half the month. Fingers crossed I'm a bit well behaved now. But thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling. And I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.